You would not believe this home in Austin, Texas has this incredible view right from the main living area. But what's more surprising is they put in a pool downstairs with an outdoor kitchen and a deck. You have to stick around for this home tour. Now this is 4502 Hyridge Drive right here in Austin, Texas, and this specific home is over 3,500 square feet, has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and is currently for sale at just shy of $2.2 million. And I think you can see why right when we get out to this main living area, there is so much natural light, so much greenery off the back of the home, and so much design on the inside of the home that we're gonna walk through in full detail. Now I wanna give a shout out to the listing agent, Artimus Remus at Texas Crossway Realty, and this home was built by Rivendale Homes. This is brand new 2025 build, and we're just under a half an acre. Now, if you're loving the views in this main living area, wait until we get to the balcony that's right outside those sliding glass doors. Also, wait until we get to the primary bedroom, which has its own private balcony, which is incredible. And don't worry, we will get downstairs. I will show you that backyard, that pool, the deck, everything in this home tour. Now, my name is Raj Sahu. I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 21 different builders. And at the time I'm recording this video, my wife and I are actively looking in this neighborhood called Northwest Hills. And it's because, just like you might be doing right now, we're so attracted to the beauty that's here. There's greenery, there's topography, and we're still minutes from downtown Austin and the second downtown of Austin called the Domain. So location, check. The beauty of Austin right here, check. But I'm going to show you a home that could be checking all the boxes for you, and that all starts right here in the kitchen. What I think Rivendale Homes does so well is epic design, especially around the kitchen, primary bathroom areas, and they do these fun build outs that really flow well. And you're gonna see that throughout the home tour. Like, take a look at this countertop. They ran into the backsplash. Love the veins that are running through there. I think those countertops play off those exterior darker cabinets so well. And then what accents all of this is going to be the pendant lights over this kitchen island that they ran in a waterfall countertop. But there's one thing I got to say about all of this. The number one thing that accents great design is natural light. And I've been in dimly lit homes that have all these different designs in them. They just don't hit as much. But I think what's really hitting in this kitchen is all that natural light that's behind me right now is playing off these cabinets, it's playing off the countertops, even the pendant lights, the furniture, everything's glistening from all the natural light that's in that main living area. And you're gonna see throughout this home tour, Rivendale Homes puts natural light everywhere they can. I mean, there are some shocking places they put windows, like the powder bathroom in the ceiling. There's like a window. There's skylights in multiple places. There's so many cool parts of this home. Now, what I did not want to forget to show you, because once I leave this area, I'm not going to come back. There is a garage area here, and even though this looks like a one-story from the front, there are a lot of homes in the Northwest Hills that look like one-stories, but because the property line drops going to the back, they have a bottom floor as well. So it ends up being a 2-story plan. But put all of that for a second to the side, because you got to imagine what it's like sitting here with your morning cup of coffee, or imagine all your friends and family at this table all eating together, and you're in this open concept home with all those great windows off the back wall. And actually, better yet, I got to give you the full perspective of this, because if you're imagining this home minutes from downtown Austin, minutes from Domain, and you have this home that so many people can get together in and enjoy the beauty that's here in the Austin, Texas area. We'll take a look at how big this main living room is. And being in the mid 3,000s for square footage, you don't see too many living rooms like this with still 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and the backyard that we're gonna get to in a few minutes. It's incredible the combination that Rivendale put in on this property. And if you want to take it a step further, you want to know what the properties look like here in the Northwest Hills, let's get out to this balcony and give you a look, because I can't tell you how many times I've been in homes in the Northwest Hills and I'm shocked what's behind them. I get inside, I said, wait a second, how is this lot on I guess we're perched up on a hill. Like, I start to put it together and I'm shocked every single time. And this is one of those properties that hits it out of the park. I wish you could hear that big waterfall. It's very calming in that pool. It sounds so cool, but I don't think my microphone's picking it up at this point, but that's okay. Take in the beauty, take in the sunlight, take in all the great parts of the Austin, Texas metro area, because this is what people tell me they want. They want to spend time outdoors. They want an outdoor kitchen, which we're going to see later on in the video. They want to have an outdoor dining table, and they just want to feel like they're in a treehouse. And this truly feels like you are in a treehouse when you get out to this balcony, because it feels like you're so high up. But I gotta tell you, it's what's next that was so astonishing, because I love what Rivendale did in the primary suite. And it's actually what's in between the primary bedroom and bathroom, which we're gonna see next. They did some great design touches. We have a private balcony off the primary bedroom. And when you see this, if you're wondering, well, wait, I like this Rivendale vibe. What else does Rivendale have? Well, let me first show it to you here. Hey, real quick, if you're loving the views that are here on this home tour and you want to see more options in this area of Northwest Hills, Tarrytown, Rosedale, Allendale, all these neighborhoods in central Austin that you might enjoy visiting when you're here, or you might live here and you're looking at houses in this area, well, let me tell you, we can get you off-market properties that nobody else can see. And if you scan this QR code, what it does is it starts a text message. You still have to click send, and that goes directly to my cell phone. And what I'll do is I have a realtor who really knows this area well. I'll bring them on the group text, and we'll answer any questions you have based on your criteria. We'll send you some off-market as well as on-market options that fit your criteria. But what I think would be best is getting on the phone, really understanding what you want and what you need to have in a home, in a location, and we can get you all the options you need. Now, if you're watching this on your mobile, you're not watching this on TV, that QR code maybe didn't help you, then just find my number at the bottom of the description of this video or at the top of the description and just call or text me, and then we'll get on the phone and we'll figure out your best options from there. All right, hope that helps. Back to the video. Getting back into the home, we got to go right back into the primary bedroom, where I'm loving this accent wall. So many of my clients who are moving here tell me they want to do something fun in an area that they're going to see every day. And that's usually your primary bedroom, probably going to use that every day. And that accent wall is super fun, but these huge windows with a private balcony is a whole nother level. And that's exactly what you get here. Unbelievable home. And I got to keep going back to, probably say it multiple times, when you look at this home from the outside, you do not believe that all of this is possible on the inside of the home, inside and outside, including this balcony that's private, bigger than the balcony that we just saw previously, an incredible view of the greenery that's here around Austin, Texas. This is truly that treehouse that I'm gonna keep mentioning. Now, what's great about this private balcony, sometimes they just do this for show. Great, it's a private balcony, nobody's ever gonna use it, but this one, different. It's got a fan. It's nice. It feels like some pretty good airflow, and you also can see right into your backyard, right into that outdoor kitchen dining area that is on the first floor that I can't wait for you to see, because I think that's where we just keep taking this to a whole nother level in this home tour. Built by Rivendale Homes. So much cool stuff here. Wait until you see the primary bathroom. I'm gonna keep saying that. Wait until you see this, wait until you see that. But I did want to go back to this. Super cool. I love how when you enter this primary bedroom, bathroom, you're not actually met with either of the rooms, right? Primary bedroom's on the right, bathroom's on the left, but you're met with greenery, right? And that just continues to be the theme here, as greenery and natural light is everywhere in this home. Now, watch what they did here from a design standpoint. I love when design forces your eyes to look everywhere and really capture the natural light that's in here. Now, what they did from a design standpoint is that backsplash behind the freestanding tub matches up really well with the countertops that's behind me, as well as the flooring that's in the primary shower. But when we talk about natural light, we don't usually talk about skylights as much. We don't usually have windows that really encapsulate the design that's in this home. That's exactly what you get here with some greenery that's back there. Also, that dark exterior really matches up with the other aesthetic that's in this home, especially when we look around. But take a look at this. Some sconce lights, some amazing design, and this
is an epic primary bathroom because it's got windows everywhere they could fit windows, and it still has greenery. It still matches up with the design, and it's just well done on so many different fronts. Let me know what you think about this. I think this walk-in shower was also very surprising. 2 shower heads. It's got the handheld as well, and then another skylight in here. Incredible. What you probably don't see, and this is why I love going through the detail of homes. I wouldn't do this if somebody was living in here, but on a new home, that is pretty cool because you're not really going to look outside of here, and you could just make this frosted if you really want privacy, or you could put a tint on the outside, whatever. But you do want to get natural light while you're here in the morning. And so many people tell me they want to wake up to the as much natural light as they can. That's why they moved to Austin, right? They want to be around the greenery, they want to be around nature, and when you get that in so many areas of your primary bathroom, skylights, windows here, windows in your primary shower, it's just incredible. Now we got some built-ins in the closet, and then you have a decent closet space here. Oh, actually more than decent as we circled the corner. It's a good size. I would say good enough to potentially put even a kitchen island in here, but this is what's really catching me off guard. It's another skylight in this closet area. Absolutely incredible. I like how they put electrical in here. Some people say, hey, I need room for ironing, I need an electrical outlet, and so I find some of the small things do matter. You don't want to put in an outlet after you close on a home that's over $2 million, and it's nice to have these things already done for you. This is also nice, right? We're not just looking at huge windows, we're looking at skylights everywhere. At this point, actually, I think I probably missed some skylights somewhere. I don't know if I captured all of them, but I am trying to get you as many details as possible. Like, take a look at this powder bathroom. They did the toe kick lighting in here as well. They somehow fit a window above the mirror that's in here, and I love this wallpaper. Some of my clients tell me if they don't have wallpaper in their powder bathroom, what are they doing with their life, right? And I don't know if I agree with that statement, but I think if it's a joke, 100%, what are you doing with your life, right? Because that's cool. That powder bathroom is pretty amazing. Now, I like how they did some just simple design of a brick around that that fireplace, and then they did like a tile on top of there, and that kind of matches up with the aesthetic that's throughout this home. Like we saw that primary bathroom with the dark countertops, and then that similar color on the cabinets. You also saw some dark touches in the kitchen with like that countertop run into the backsplash. You see that here as well with some freestanding shelves and so many cool things that we're going to continue to go through in this home. Now, this is why I think people are attracted to the Northwest Hills area and neighborhoods right around Northwest Hills. And it's because the properties are so unique from each other. Like, you wouldn't think that this home would have that upstairs main living area, would have that primary bedroom and bathroom, but you wouldn't expect it to have a game room either, right? But because of the topography that's here, these unique properties built with great builders that know how to take advantage of what's on the property will do things like this, which is that game room and that second level that so many people want to get the built-in privacy that they really value in their home. So many people tell me their biggest pain point is living on top of each other, feeling like you live on top of each other. I say it in so many of my videos because I hear it from so many people looking to move here. They are willing to compromise on the square footage of the home because they get a great location, but they're not willing to feel like they live on top of each other. That's the pain point that most people feel that forces them to move. And what I always tell people is when you get that built-in second level, when you get that second level, you get built-in privacy in these homes. And that is really important for a lot of people. Okay, I would say this is also important. A very fun pool with a hot tub or whatever you would call that, built in, amazing. That sound that you're hearing is like a roaring waterfall right over there. I don't know if actually my video is gonna capture that as much as I want to, because the only editing that we do to kind of take out the echo and stuff is on my voice, and then the music, of course, over top. but I think you can feel what this looks like, what this sounds like, what this feels like when you're out here, because it's just absolutely incredible with the sun out, with greenery around here. This really resonates, I think, with a lot of people looking to move to the Austin, Texas metro area. Now, this also resonates, an outdoor grilling sink area to do some great grilling, especially during like football season, baseball, whatever sport you love watching, or if you just love hanging out in the outdoors. I think this is why it resonates with so many people. Now, what you usually sacrifice on is backyard space. And I'm not gonna act like you have a ton of backyard space here, but you do get some usable backyard space that's fenced in, which is great. And then so much of this home captures the beauty here on this property because of those balconies that we saw previously. Absolutely incredible. But wait until we get to some of these bedrooms that are down here, and there's a lot to cover around this area. Okay, getting back into the home, I feel like I could have spent a lot of time out there. Actually, I wish I could have just jumped into the pool. That would have been great. What I want to cover is going to be some of the things that people focus in on when they're buying around this area, okay? And I'll go, I'll zoom out, I'll give you kind of like a macro view, and then I'll zoom in and I'll talk about some of the details that I think matter when we're looking at a home search, okay? A couple things. So first off, from a macro standpoint, a lot of people will say, well, okay, I want to move to the Austin area, but I don't want to feel like I live in the suburbs, right? I want to feel like I actually live in Austin, like that. I get it. I'm not going to be on like Rainy Street or 6th Street or, something cool like that, right? With all those areas around there that, are walkable, kind of feels like you're on downtown, obviously, because those are pretty much in downtown. You want to be right outside of downtown. You want to be close by, but you want to feel like you live in Austin. And for those people that tell me that, I try to get them around different neighborhoods that have different feels to it. Like some of them have topography, like Northwest Hills. Some of them don't. They're a little bit flatter, like maybe a Mueller or something like that. But you're going to experience these different neighborhoods that I all think capture the vibe of the Austin, Texas area, but do it in different ways, if that makes sense. And so I want to see what those different ways, how those resonate with you, right? And sometimes it's people will go to Mueller, walk around, they want to get on the bike lane, they want to go to the Irish bar where they watch like a soccer or what you might call football, European football game, and they watch a game there and they're like, they love the walkability around there. Some people come out to areas like this, like Northwest Hills or Tarrytown, and they say, oh my goodness, the greenery, the topography, the hills, the views. This is why they're moving to Austin. They love it. It brings them so much peace, and they love just driving around here. They love going to restaurants around here and the hip bars and shops, and they think it's so fun. Well, when I get that type of answer, that's when we usually end up going west of Mopac, or if you don't know anything about Austin, Mopac is shown as Route 1. Here in Austin, nobody actually calls it that. It's called Mopac. And if you're looking at greenery, topography, you want to be not close to the 360 bridge that is so popular and people love going to capture the views. You don't want to be that deep, but you want to be in the hills. Well, there are some great options in Northwest Hills, Tarrytown, kind of Allendale, depends on kind of where you are in these areas. Each street sometimes is very unique from each other. But others, it's more about walkability. And when I hear, well, I don't really care about the greenery. Yeah, that's fun, but anytime we need to catch the greenery, let's just go hiking in the hills west of Austin. Like that's when we can catch the greenery. It's not a big deal. I don't need to be around the greenery 24/7. I don't need to have it in my backyard. I just want walkability around my house. Well, there are some neighborhoods then that I would recommend. Like there is some walkability in like Crestview, Brentwood, Mueller. There's plenty of neighborhoods. I think almost every single neighborhood might have a walkable spot to it, but I think those areas are known for walkability and maybe less of what you see here off this backyard. And so these are the types of things that we go through with our clients to determine, well, hey, what are some good options that we can look at from a macro standpoint just to get a feel for neighborhoods and areas. Now, once we get that macro outlook going and we start to feel like we're getting a pattern of, okay, we keep saying the same thing about areas that we really like. And for some people, it's like views, greenery, beauty, topography. Okay, well, let's look into the details of some of those options. And that's where, we probably do this early, but we could start to go a little bit more in detail on, well, what you really need in a home. What are some of the things that you've said in a home that you really value? Like that might be a pool where, I don't know if you knew this, but this actually goes right to the pool. So it serves as like a pool bath, which is perfect. So you don't get your whole house wet and people are not slipping and sliding in your house. You get that perfect pool bath right here. Well, it's accessible also from the hallway for both of these bedrooms to use, or any of these bedrooms that want to use that. You got it right here, which is amazing. You also got some built-in bar areas. You got so much of this stuff. And this is the detail that we try to look for in these homes, where that's when we start to narrow things down and really understand what our best options are. When we look at options, it's not just options that are on market. I think people would be surprised at how many homes do sell off market. And I don't want to get into why, because sometimes it's not a fun activity to go down of asking why. The fact is, there are just tons of off-market properties. Sometimes it's a builder that doesn't want to talk about what's coming up. They just bought a property that they're clearing out, but they're still trying to figure out what to put on that property. Sometimes there's zoning, sometimes there's permits that they're going back and forth with. So even on some of these teardowns where they build a luxurious custom home, you might have options that are coming up that they don't know exactly what's going to be on there just yet, but that's the options coming up. And when I get people that say, hey, I really want to be in this neighborhood or that neighborhood, well, then we got to look through these different options that could fit your needs that are coming up. And that off market, I find, is most valuable to understand. Now, if you want to understand that, you want to connect with me and my team. By the way, I don't have any bias here. I work with great agents and I try to find the best for you based on your criteria. We'll scan this QR code, and what it does is it starts a text message where we can talk about options. We can get to know a little bit more about your criteria. We can even hop on a phone call to try to figure out all that stuff. And what I'll do is I'll connect you with a great realtor that knows your criteria inside and out. And what I always tell people, you should not be working with a realtor that knows the areas around downtown Austin and work with them in the suburbs and new construction. Those are two completely different things, and there's no way one person is tracking all these options. And that's why I do videos like this in different areas of the Austin, Texas metro, but really hone in on what your best options are in those areas. And a realtor that knows that area inside and out is gonna be your best bet. Also, you can find a number if you're watching this on mobile and that QR code wasn't helpful. There's a number at the bottom of the description of this video. Go there, call or text us, and we'd love to connect you with some great options that are here. And if you want more details on this home, then just let me know. And if you want to see another home tour here in the Austin, Texas metro area, go ahead and click on the left side of your screen. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.